All right, hey y'all, welcome back. Today we have a 621R. I just picked it up for $100. Pretty clean unit. I was gonna pay $150 until I got over there, and the lady said, "Oh, it should start with gas," and then I gassed it up, and unbeholden to me, didn't start. So that worked out pretty good. I got it for $100. This time of year, after I clean it up, shine it up, this should sell for around $375. She said it ran last year, so it looks to be in pretty good shape. Residential unit. This model is probably 7 or 8 years old, but these are still pretty sought after. It's a nicer 21-inch 4-cycle Toro pull start. So I'm hoping it's just going to be a carb clean. So let's jump into it. First thing, just make sure your cap's on tight. We're going to flip the unit up. We shouldn't have to take anything off of here in terms of covers. The one thing I do want to check, and you can see a little bit of drip happening right there underneath, spider webs and all that fun stuff. So probably was a little bit longer than last year. So to do this, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this carb bowl off of here, and then just flush the carb out real quick, and that hopefully should do the trick. So let me get you guys situated here. To do this, we're gonna need a 10mm wrench, or a socket would work too. We're gonna need a bowl to put everything in, and then we're gonna need some carb spray. So that should do the trick. Without further ado, let's get this carb bowl off. When you do this, just go slow. Uh-oh. Woo! That thing is on there, boy. Oh my God. Yeah, this is probably gonna need a rebuild or a carb replacement, because this thing is caked. All right, so bowl comes off. Woo-wee, gross. She said they did run it dry last year, so it doesn't look like they did, but there was no gas in the gas tank, so there was probably just a bowl full of old gas, which hopefully still might be salvageable. When you take this off, just go slow. If you rush it, there's usually the gasket that's on the inside here. That gasket will come out, and then once it's out, it does not like to go back in. It gets kind of warped, and then you might end up having to replace that gasket. So just take this off kind of slowly. And as you can see, a bunch of crud. Bunch of boogers in there. Grossness. So I'm going to stick that in my bowl. I'm going to carb spray it out, wipe it down. Still, you need to get in here. And what I like to do here is put this underneath, even if it's not perfect, just in case something falls out of here. We need to take this little crossbar out. Slowly, that can go in my bowl. And then let's take this float out. The needle should come right out here. The needle looks pretty good. I don't know if you can see that slight little oil ring around there. We're gonna wipe that off, but the actual float looks pretty good. So we might get away with one here without having to take a bunch of stuff apart. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna soak what's already in the bowl with carb spray. It's really just the bowl itself. Everything else looks pretty good. But I'm gonna soak this out of here, get all the junk off. I don't like to cake carb spray all over the needle itself. That little rubber needle will crack if you douse it up with carb spray. So just be careful of that. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you how to clean this out. So what you do, take this, there's a little hole right inside this main jet. Just make sure you're in there. Let me see. And you can hear it going all the way through. So that's gonna be getting rid of all your old crummy gas that's kind of sitting in here, as well as just this nice and easy coat all the way around, getting all the old gunk out of here. What I also like to do, let me grab a Q-tip. So what I like to do, Q-tip, do a little spray on there, and then I'm just gonna very lightly work it into the seat and just twist it a little bit, twist it a little bit. You can put it on your drill if you want. I don't have my drill right next to me, so I'm just gonna use my hand, and that's gonna get out any other junk that's in that seat. Okay, now, next up, I'm gonna wet this rag a little bit. We're gonna get the needle nice and clean, and just gently massage the tip of the needle here. Okay, you can see the stuff coming off of there. That's just extra caked gasoline. All right, so that should be good. Needle looks nice and clean now. So to put it back, here we go. Straight in. It doesn't matter if you spin this around, it doesn't matter, it's still gonna fit in there fine. So put that in there like that. Make sure you have a rag here, because this this crossbar that you're gonna put in to hold the float, it likes to slide out. So the last thing you wanna do is drop this down into the unit, and you're not gonna be able to get it out. So let me put this in here. Like so. Next up, let's make sure the bowl is nice and clean. Let's try to get the rest of the junk out of here. Clean that out. Like so. Et voila. Okay. Same thing with the little nut. Let's make sure that's nice and clean. Make sure your little gasket's still on the bottom of the nut for the bowl. Otherwise it's gonna leak gas everywhere. And that's it. Let's put this back on. Here we go. Make sure you're nice and snug. You hear that little bit of a click once it sits in there flat. Twist it up. And when you tighten this, don't go crazy. Just do it tight enough, just so it's nice and snug and those gaskets hold. You don't want to go nuts and break the jet. Just like that. And that's gonna do it. That's how you do a quick tune-up on a Toro 4 cycle. Even the newer models, you can use the same thing. Thanks for watching.